Hey there, McFly subscribers. So I have a new reel here that I got sent from Piscifun, and it's their new reel called the Platte, something like that. They were telling me this is a fully sealed reel. So they kind of made it for those saltwater fishermen that, they had the sword, and you remember me doing that review. Here, I'll put up a little clip about that. And you can see the reel, and I've used it many times, that sword, and I really do like it. I mean, for $56 or something like that, for a 5-weight, I mean, you can't beat that for a fully machined reel. And that sword is a great reel, but it's not fully sealed drag. So if you drop it in the water, you do have to take it apart, clean out the drag and whatnot. So this, though, is their fully sealed drag, and it's a new design. And I'm going to tell you, I've already opened it, I'm going to tell you I like the design. It is very nice. Now you can see, this is a very large reel, because it's a 7/8, so this is for my 8-weight. This is what I plan on taking to Corpus, okay? Because it is a saltwater reel technically. Now you can use it for freshwater. They do make a 3/4 weight, a 5/6 weight, and then a 7/8 weight. I believe this could also be for a 9-weight if you really wanted just a little less backing. But the drag wheel, I think, is one of the coolest features. Look at the size of that thing. That's really cool. I really like the design of that. And the drag, I haven't fished this yet, but the drag sure seems really nice. The startup is good. There's no, there's no like have to push a lot of pressure and then a little startup and then it goes. No, that's an instant smooth drag. Okay, so that startup is really nice. Same as their other reel. This doesn't fully pop off, so if you have to, change out your spool while you're on the water, you're not going to risk dropping that and then losing it. So that's nice. You can see the drag here. It's beefy. It's big. I have that down pretty tight. It's hard to turn from there. But it is very beefy. It is very big. It looks pretty good. Their connection is these rounded, this rounded star connection. You can kind of see there. Okay, versus that. Which in my opinion is nice. You're not gonna, if it's sharper edges, more risk of when connecting it, it not fitting nice. I've had that happen with some other reels where I have trouble getting the connection on, and with this, that's really easy. I mean, almost every time I've got the connection right back on there, okay? My Sage reel, it doesn't even have the screw thing, it's just a click in, and there's so many times that I'm like, click, and it takes me, I've had it take me quite a few minutes. And that's Sage. So maybe they've changed it this new year. I know Sage came out with a new reel recently. They might have changed that. I don't know. But I do like this. I really have never had, I've tried putting it in multiple times and I've never had a, bad connection. Just really easy. So there we go. We're not fully connected. You just turn it and boom, it's back in. Okay? So really easy to connect back in and switch out your spools. This drag is very smooth. It's a very nice drag wheel. The only thing I can see is there is no numbers, so you're not able to look and, go back to exactly the drag that you had, the last trip type of thing. Like, hey, every time I go out, I want to drag at 3, and then you know where to set it. That's one negative thing I can see. I don't see any numbers there, so that is a negative. The reel is rather heavy, but we're talking a fully sealed, very beefy drag. That's a big drag. That's honking. The quality of this machining, I'm going to tell you, I think you remember me saying something about the quality of the machining on the sword was good, but not quite as good as like my 3200. This machining, there is no cheap feel to it. Okay, this is a very, very well machined reel. I really do think so. There's no sharp edges. Okay, none anywhere. The inside here, right there where the line's gonna rub, there's no sharp edges. Right here, it's not even sharp. It's just a little sharper. Okay, so on the inside of the spool, right there. But this is not. Okay, right here, that's not. That's nice and rounded. Down here is nice and rounded. Anywhere that it matters, it's nice and rounded, where you're going to be touching or where the line is going to be rubbing. So I think that, you know, the machining on this is really nice. And plus, look at that. That's pretty cool looking, especially with the red and black. I mean, heck, that's a handsome looking reel, I think. So there's the, you know, the platte, whatever they call it, they want to call it. But it's just really nice. And look at that. That spins really nicely. I like that. And that was actually with the drag because it's all the way loose. Let's go. Look at that. Now when I do a really, there is a bit, there we go, a little bit of a wobble, so they don't have this balanced perfectly. But you can, looks, I think this side is actually a little heavier, so that's a little heavier than this. But really it's so, I mean, it's pretty good. Unless I'm really, like, that's great. I don't feel any wobble right there. And that's mostly, you're not going to have any fish pull any faster than that with your drag. But you really got to, oh, there we go, I felt it. So you really got to spin that. And very rare you're going to have a fish, you know, really take that amount of drag if you've got the drag tight. So unless it's tarpon, I mean, tarpon might do that. There's a few species that might, but even so, that little bit of wobble, I don't think it's going to translate to the rod because it's so light. So light amount of wobble, so I don't see any problem there. But overall, this is a great reel. It's solid, it's well machined, there is no plastic feel except for there. That's the only part. That's it's not plastic, but it is metal. But remember what I was saying about the sword. I mean, for a $56 reel, there is no complaints there. But I felt like everything felt kind of, you know, maybe thinner aluminum, I don't know. Maybe it was a cheaper type of aluminum. And maybe they went cheaper here with the knob. But that's okay. I don't see that breaking. Okay. Where it matters, though, this is heavy-duty aluminum. This thing, I think, can handle pretty much anything. I don't see it having any issues. Okay. So the nice thing about this is for a fully machined, very high-quality aluminum reel, we're talking, I think this one is like 139 because it's 7/8. I think their 5/6 is 129. I think. Don't quote me. I'll let you guys know if I'm wrong on that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. This is just basically, guys, I haven't fished it. Okay, so take all I'm saying with a grain of salt because I haven't actually gotten out there and fish it. I have not dunked this. They say it's a fully sealed drag. It looks pretty good. I'm not seeing anywhere that there's no sealing washers there. There's just, it doesn't look like there would be any issues. So that looks very fully sealed. I mean, I think that is. So I don't see any issues with it, but I haven't gone out and dunked it in salt water. I'm just not near salt water, but I do plan in a couple, about a month, to head out to Corpus Christi, Texas. I have a buddy down there, and he was able to withstand that hurricane that they had just a couple, like a week ago. And he was able to withstand that, and he's doing great. So I'm going to go down there, I think, and try to help him maybe a little bit. And, you know, with his house, he does have some house repairs that he needs. So I'm going to go down and see if I can help him with that. And maybe we can hit up the really salty, by the way, the probably the saltiest water I've ever fished is the Gulf of Mexico down there by Corpus. It is very, very salty. Something like what I heard, like, I could be wrong on this, but like 5 times as salty as the Pacific. I mean, it's really salty. So, you know, it is a very salty area. So if this dunks and still does well there, this is a great reel, and that is fully sealed. Okay, so I will go down there. I will test it. I'll catch some fish on it, test how the drag does, and then at the end of my trip, I will dunk it, and then I'll leave it. I'm not even gonna, I won't even, you know, maybe I'll spray it off so this doesn't get all corroded, but because I do that with all the reels. I'll see how that drag does. I'm not going to take it apart. I'm just going to see if that is fully sealed and see if it withstands that dunk. It does look really good. But overall, guys, I give this a big thumbs up, especially for the price. We're in, you know, the low 100 range, and this is really high quality machined reel. Very, very good drag, at least from what I'm feeling. Very, very smooth. You know, just in my opinion, a really nice looking reel. I just don't see anything that I would change about the looks of it. It is cool looking. A little weight to it. It is kind of heavy, but again, we're talking a saltwater reel. You know, if you guys have ever picked up an Abel or you know, some of these other saltwater specific reels, a lot of them are pretty heavy because they have to be. They have to be thicker aluminum, withstand some bigger fish. So a little weight to it, definitely heavier than the sword. But in my opinion, it's not overly heavy, especially the rod's an 8-weight rod. This will balance great. It's not going to be too heavy for that. Even a super light Sage, this would balance fine for. I think this is about the right weight. Again, it's not overly heavy. I think this is something like, don't quote me here, in the 6 to 7 ounce range. And again, I'll put it up on the screen here. And also all the stats about this in the description section. I'm just going off the top of my head from what I read. I should have put a cheat sheet here. Sorry, guys. But again, overall, great reel. I definitely recommend it. Even without fishing it, I can tell this is a good reel. But when I get out there, you guys will see, I'll go ahead and put this through the ringer and just beat the crap out of it and see if it withstands down in the Gulf. Big redfish really know how to pull, and I think I could get some good runs and test the drag. So, and the nice thing is it comes with a nice neoprene sock, which the sword doesn't. So there you go. I guess if you spend that extra money, they don't mind throwing it in. Really well machined reel, and really, really nice, especially for the money. I would fish this right alongside any of my sages that I have, or you know, it looks to me as quality. Hate to say it, I love Galvin, one of my other favorite reel companies. It looks to be as good a quality as them, but we're talking a third the price, maybe half the price. It really looks that good, in my opinion. Again, though, Galvin does make an excellent reel, and they are a little lighter, so you know, there's definitely some benefits to the Galvin. But you know, for a third the price, this is definitely a amazing reel, I think. So check it out, guys. I'll put a link in the description section for where you can buy it on Amazon. So if you don't like it, you can always return it. That's how you know, the nice thing about Amazon. So go ahead and click that link in the bottom. Check it out. They've got multiple sizes, multiple colors. I think you guys are gonna think of this as one of your favorite reels that you own. Okay, I really do think so. You're gonna really like it. Even for non-saltwater, if you're a freshwater fisherman, having a fully sealed drag like this for $129, fully machined, you're gonna have trouble finding something as good at that price. I think you get that 3-4 weight or the 5-6 weight, and you know, I think it's a really good reel for what it is. So check it out, guys. I will see you on the next video. Now you go catch some fish.